Today we're testing out the performance of Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Steam Deck OLED. We'll be starting out at the lowest settings and working our way up all the way to maxed out graphics to see how it performs. Starting off, let's test out the lowest preset. So right now, everything's set on the lowest possible settings. The graphics, the textures, everything. And it still looks really good. It's definitely playable. For this next setting, we're going to stay inside performance but on the highest side of it, and we're going to see how that runs. We're actually getting some really solid performance here. It's hovering pretty close to 60 FPS, which is what we like to see. I'm not actually noticing too big of a difference graphics wise compared to the previous setting, but it still looks super good on this OLED screen, especially with the contrast and vibrant colors. And most importantly, it's holding a really solid FPS, which is really impressive for a handheld. Now we're testing the balanced medium preset, and the FPS actually took quite a bit of a hit here. As you can see, it's sitting just over 30 FPS, which is a pretty noticeable drop compared to the absolute lowest settings, but in terms of the visuals, it's looking pretty good. Definitely a step up with more detail and better lighting. I'd say it's still playable like this. If you don't care too much about lower frame rates and just want a bit of a more visual quality without going too far, then balanced medium is actually a pretty good middle ground. Alright, so this next one that we're testing is the balanced high preset. So it's basically the highest balanced preset that you can choose. And to be honest, I can't really notice too much of a difference between this and the previous setting. Maybe some slightly better shadows or lighting, but nothing major. It still looks really good overall, especially on the Steam Deck OLED screen. And performance wise, the game is still running really well, smooth and playable. Alright, let's move on to the next preset and really start to ramp things up on the Steam Deck. For this next setting, we've moved things up a little bit, and we're now on the lowest side of the quality preset. I've also kept the screen to 80Hz just to help out the FPS a little bit. It's hovering right around 30 FPS, which isn't super high, but it's pretty consistent, and honestly, it actually looks really good. The environment detail, lighting, and textures are noticeably sharper now, and they look really good, especially on the OLED screen. If you prefer visuals over really smooth gameplay, this is definitely a solid option. Alright, now it's time for the highest possible preset. We're maxing out the graphics on Red Dead Redemption 2. As you can see, it looks amazing. All the textures and effects have a ton of detail, and the world just feels incredibly immersive, especially on the OLED screen. But to be honest, I wouldn't recommend playing on the highest setting. The FPS has dropped quite a bit, and we're down to around 25 FPS, which just isn't really an enjoyable experience, especially if you're in the city or in a big fight. So overall, Red Dead Redemption 2 is definitely playable on the Steam Deck OLED, and it looks amazing even at lower settings. For me personally, I prefer smoother gameplay, so I'd go with the performance high preset. I feel like it gives you the best balance between visuals and frame rate. Thank you guys for watching the video, and if you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And if you have any video suggestions or games you want to see tested on the Steam Deck OLED, drop them in the comments below. See you in the next one.